right stock at the right time.
Hello and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. Well, when it comes to the Nifty and the benchmark indices, at this point in time, we're starting to see a little bit of weakness seep in, and the Nifty has now fallen below the mark of 11,600. We are seeing it end at around 11,582 with a decline of around 98 points. And while we can talk about the losers, let's start off by talking about those which had advanced in today's day of trade. Dr. Reddy's up by as much as 3.85%. Wipro is the other one which advanced. At one point in time, Wipro is up nearly 7%, but it has come off on account of the weakness in the markets in general. Eicher Motors and Titan, along with HPCL, among others, which have seen some advances in today's day of trade. But as one might imagine, the bulk of the losses are on account of your heavyweights like Hindustan Unilever. Bajaj Finance looking at the largest hit in today's day of trade on an intraday basis, now inching back towards the mark of 2,700. Do remember, just a few days ago, it was actually trading near 3,000. Power Grid and Axis Bank, along with ITC, among others, which have declined in today's day of trade. In the broader markets too, we're looking at, well, a declines, pipping advances when it comes to the advance decline ratio within the ratio of 2:3. Balkrishna Industries declining by 7%. We should be talking about that one as well. Jaiprakash Associates, along with Power, Radico Khaitan, Adani Transmission and JBF Industries, all declining in trade. Network 18, however, stands out. That's advanced by around 13%. Vakrangi also up 9%. Mahindra CIE and PC Jeweler, along with Gujarat Fluorochem, among others, which are advancing in trade. Well, considering the Nifty is now at around 11,582, what are our technical analysts telling us about the levels to watch out for? This is what they're saying. Listen in.
I think for next couple of days, it's better to be on buy side. If there is a dip of around 10-20 points from present levels, then that should be used as a buying opportunity. For intraday, Nifty has supported around the current market price only, that is 11,630 at 640 levels. And for a positional trade, it has supported around 11,600 levels. So till the time these levels are not taken away convincingly, it's better to be on buy side. On high side, once Nifty is able to give closing over 11,700 levels, then we will see move till 11,800 levels. So I think it's better to be on buy side in Nifty. As far as view on Bank Nifty is concerned, Bank Nifty has supported around 27,700, 27,800 levels. Till the time these levels are not taken away, it's better to initiate long positions at lower levels. And on higher side, once the Bank Nifty is able to break 28,000 levels on closing basis, then we can see move till 28,300 levels.
Let's then shift focus to two stocks today, and both of them have seen sharp moves. The first one is Balkrishna Industries from the broader markets, which declined by as much as 7%. We have Darshan Mehta joining us to give us an idea about what's really gone wrong and why this weakness, Darshan.
Yeah, so basically the thing is that they announced a surprise capex on Saturday.
Right.
A lot of companies have announced capex, but what was interesting is that, you know, where they are planning to deploy this money. Now it's been divided into three parts. Okay, so 1,700 crores is the capex that they've said, which they will start now going ahead with it. Now, out of this 1,700 crores, 700 crores will be for a facility in the US market. So that is something that you know, the street didn't like. Given the fact that Balkrishna Industries is a low-cost tire maker, has all the economies of scale because it works in India with labor being cheap here and exporting, and that's why their margins are much higher. Analysts are questioning whether or not this is a wise decision or no, because Kotak also goes on and says that, you know, if they go ahead and, you know, go ahead with such other facilities overseas in terms of expansion, it's a clear case of derating for the stock, because, you know, that economies of scale, that margin, high margin won't be there. The second part is there are two plants in India where the capex is done. 500 crores will be as far as the Valuj plant is concerned. Now, what is interesting here is the fact that, you know, they already have an existing plant there, and just 5 kilometers away from there, they're setting up this new plant. What they're doing is they're shutting down the old plant and coming out with this new plant, which means that there is no capacity addition that is coming in. So that's the problem there. And third, as far as their Bhuj plant is concerned, what they're doing is that they're spending 500 crores to improve the capacity here. What analysts say is that even in FY21, if they do the expansion now, they will need a brownfield expansion that will come in. So basically, at this point of time, the debt equity ratio is very less at 0.2%. 0.2 times, sorry. There'll be enough debt that will be coming in, and that's something that the street doesn't like. So basically, they're moving away from their low-cost business model here, and debt coming in, and analysts say that they're not able to understand why they're doing this capex. And Agam, that's why probably the market's not liking it. I read at least 3 to 4 reports, and all of them actually have come out with extremely negative comments on Balakrishna, down almost 8%.
Darshan, for now, we have no indications of the management holding any conference call or whatever at this point.
No. So everything was given. I'm not aware of there's any analyst call. No. Today there was none, and whatever they had to say, they said it on the exchange.
Fair enough. Thank you, Darshan, for joining us and giving us those details. We'll be watching out for that. Of course, the Balakrishna Industries, if what we've seen come through, where we could likely see a little more weakness coming in. But the other stock that actually did well in today's day of trade is Wipro. It actually did start of the day by gaining as much as 7% at one point in time, but did come off to a certain extent. This perhaps is largely to do with the weakness in the markets that we've seen in general overall. But the advances behind Wipro are on the back of the company signing a very large deal, about a $1.5 to $1.6 billion deal with Allied Solutions. This is an Illinois-based company, and well, it provides technology in healthcare, financial services, as well as several other aspects. And well, of course, Wipro will be assisting the company in several of these areas. Of course, this is a 10-year deal, so a lot of these revenues will be held or will come through over the span of the next 10 years. But considering it is the company's largest deal yet, that's the reason why we've seen an improvement in sentiment when it comes to Wipro, and perhaps that's the reason why we've seen the stock advance by around 2.5%. And with that, it's a wrap on the markets, but lots more lined up, so stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint.